Ladies and gents, boys and girls, Big P here from Renzo Performance. Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I bring you the Mercedes W210 E55 Amg, the most undisputed bad boy AMG ever produced. What makes this car so special? Well, it was the last car that was completely assembled at the AMG factory in Affolterbach, Germany. Mercedes just merely provided them with a body shell, and it was completely put together by AMG in that factory, and all the engines were hand built, and this car was put together as one complete beast of a car. Absolute beauty to drive. Let's have a look around the car. Tell me what you think. This is a 5.4 litre V8 and it produces about 350 brake horsepower and 4.9 seconds to 60. For a car that started manufacturing in 1996, 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, I think that's definitely one to be proud of. Have a look around, see what you think, like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what you think of this car, and we've got plenty more videos of the E55 coming soon and other Mercedes AMGs similar to this. Let me know what you think and have a look around the car. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, presenting the W210 E55 AMG. Enjoy.
Randeep Gill, D-Dot Films,
Mercs loaded AMG ਉਹਦਾ ਇੰਜਣ ਬੜਕਾ ਮਾਰੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਖਾਲੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਨੰਬਰ PB26 ਆ ਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਬੈਕ ਸਟੈਬਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਯਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸਲਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੀਨੇ ਭਰੀ ਦਲੇਰੀ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਵੱਟ ਕੇ ਖੜਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਮੌਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਲਾ ਸ਼ੇਰੀ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸਲਾ ਸੀਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਰੀ ਦਲੇਰੀ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਵੱਟ ਕੇ ਖੜਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਮੌਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਲਾ ਸ਼ੇਰੀ ਰੱਬ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਚਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਰਹੇ ਖਮਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਅੰਡਰਗਰਾਉਂਡ ਕੁੜੇ ਮਾਮੇ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਸੂਹਾਂ ਕਾਲਾ ਬਾਣਾ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਲੇ ਰੈਕਡ ਸਾਫ ਨੇ ਰੂਹਾਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਅੰਡਰਗਰਾਉਂਡ ਕੁੜੇ ਮਾਮੇ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਸੂਹਾਂ ਕਾਲਾ ਬਾਣਾ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਲੇ ਰੈਕਡ ਸਾਫ ਨੇ ਰੂਹਾਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ ਜੋ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਠਾਣ ਲਈਏ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਅੱਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਖ ਨਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਲੜੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਿੱਟੀ ਦੇ ਵੈਲੀ ਉਹੀ ਖੰਨੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਨੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਟੈਲੀ ਅੱਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਖ ਨਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਲੜੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਿੱਟੀ ਦੇ ਵੈਲੀ ਉਹੀ ਖੰਨੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਨੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਟੈਲੀ ਯਾਰੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਆ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੇ ਮਾੜੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਗੈਂਗ 'ਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਨੇ ਤਰਫ ਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਐ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਪਰਖ ਕੇ
So, going around the car, show you some of the tasteful modifications that have been taking place in this car. The front grille's been blacked out, it's had a front splitter put on there. The front headlights are aftermarket, sort of LED type ones. Not everyone's taste, but I think they do look good on this car. They freshen up the whole front end. This car's riding on the original 18-inch monoblock AMGs. If you remember back in the day, these alloys were worth, you could pick up these for £100–200 a set on eBay all the time. They're always cheap to get. You were paying north of £1,000 for a set of these now, so if you've got them on your car, my recommendation is sit on them. They're only going up in value. Absolutely beautiful. Look at it, the paintwork of this car is nice. This car was stripped down right to the bare metal and resprayed about 3–4 years ago. Some of the rust is showing back up now on the arches, but that's pretty standard with an old car. Full privacy glass in this car. Rear lip spoiler on the back. The back decals have been blacked out, de-chromed. We've got a diffuser that's been put on the back bumper. I took a bit of modification to the bumper to do that. It was bought in from Russia. That back diffuser was quite rare to get hold of. The rear diffusers is a quad setup, straight through decat, muffler delete, which is why it sounds so nice. And overall the car itself sits really well. Genuine AMG sport suspension, no modifications there. Other than that rear diffuser and front headlights, the car's pretty much stock. No engine modifications, still sitting on its 5.4 V8 and drives pretty nice, but obviously with that, the decats and the exhaust has given it a little bit more of a straight through sound, and acceleration's a little bit more effortless, which is nice. Going into the interior, you have a look. It's absolutely lovely inside. Loads of electrics. Everything was electric in these cars. It's got a rear electric blind, this one as well, which is always nice to have at the back. And tilt and slide sunroof. Full memory seats. Two-tone leather, which was beautiful on these AMGs. And this one actually has this button here which adjusts your steering wheel. So it's an electric tilt and adjust steering wheel, which is nice, and a nice little quirky option there. Memory seats. This particular car has done about 108,000 miles, and AMG dials. This one has reversing parking sensors as well, that bit there, and another one on this side, and then there's one at the back that you can see in the mirror that controls the back bumper. But yeah, overall it's a beautiful car. Even the back seats. The back seats on these are always really good conditions because they hardly get used. Everybody uses the front mostly, and I think if you had one of these or you're looking to get one of these, the main thing with it is that you keep it in good use and maintained well. Change the oil every interval that it should be done, and make sure it's always well maintained. Other than that, they're good cars. Let me know in the comments below if you've got one or if you're looking to get one, if you want any advice on one. I've been around them for a while and always willing to help. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Follow the channel. Loads of other great cars coming through, and more videos on this coming through as well. If you look in my shorts, we've got some cold starts and some launch videos, which are always good to watch. And check them out, see what you think, let me know. Right, so behind the wheel now, the E55 Amg. Firstly, I'd just like to say, even for a big guy my size, I'm 6'3" nearly, and this car is very comfortable, and the seats are beautiful. There's ample space. I think these old school Mercs were built for, you know, anybody, any size, and the seats, they comfort you no matter how big you are. And we're just going to do a little bit of a pull off now, and you'll see the power of this thing. Wow, just wow, absolutely beautiful. This thing just flies. It just wants you to keep putting your foot down, and it just says, you know what, just keep moving. And wow, it just keeps going. For a car that was produced in 1999 to have this much power, it's crazy. 4.9 seconds to 60 at for a stock car, I mean, with the mods this has got, it must be doing far less than 4.9. I mean, that doesn't feel like 4.9 at all, but the power of this thing is unbelievable. And it's actually a really comfortable drive as well, even with that sports AMG suspension. And compare it to modern AMGs. I mean, if you compare it to something like the new bi-turbos and things, obviously they have a different feel to them, and they're a lot faster as well. But the feeling of this thing, I mean, if you was driving it and you know what I'm trying to say, it's just that naturally aspirated power. It's beautiful. It's like a lot of the cars I drive, and this being a V8, it's beautiful. You can't complain. It's a really comfortable drive as well, and in terms of the interior, it's very comforting. And when you're sitting in the driver's side, it's quite a commanding position. You feel like everything around you is there to your hands. You don't have to reach out for anything. And you think Mercedes would have built this car then, and it probably would have retailed plus £90,000 sort of thing. And for somebody who bought this car back then, it would have felt really special. I think it's a car that even if you buy now as a collector, when you drive it, you're just going to think, yeah, I love it. It's a car that if you've got one, or if you're looking to buy one, I think now's the time where prices are quite good. You can still find a decentish example for the right money, and if you can find a good example for the right money, I'd grab hold of one, because they are good cars to sit on. And if you look at some of the prices that cars of its equivalent, I mean, I'd compare this with something like an E39 M5 or, you know, a Jaguar XJR supercharged. But if you look at what the E39 M5s are fetching these days, plus 15 to 20k, and you can pick up one of these under 10 grand for a nice example, just below 100,000 miles, I don't think it's going to be a bad buy in any case. And what makes this car special, like I said, is that they were the last AMGs to be produced fully in Affelterbach at the AMG factory in Germany. And all the new ones now, Afterbach produced the engines and Mercedes assembled them, whereas this one, Mercedes just basically sent AMG a body shell, and AMG did everything, putting the car together. Everything on this car was hand built, the engines were hand built, and it was all assembled by hand. And that's what makes this car so amazing. It's just put together so well, and it's such a beautiful car, and it holds the road so well. I mean, I've driven some of the C classes and the CLKs of this era, and they don't sort of have that road presence, and they don't hold the road so well. I mean, you just put your foot down on this and just look at it going. And that exhaust, it's got such a beautiful exhaust note. It's like music to my ears. Absolutely beautiful. Can't complain at all. I mean, I would drive this as a daily, and my brother-in-law who owns this car, he does actually drive it as a daily, which is, he is very lucky if you ask me, because to be able to drive a 5.4 litre petrol as a daily car, who's going to complain at that? You need deep pockets to put the fuel in, but otherwise it's all good. And a lovely car to drive. I would say if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below, send me an email, like and subscribe. If you like this car, you like the video, subscribe. I'll send you, we'll be uploading more videos of this car and other cars as well, and tell me what you think. But overall, I think this is an absolute beauty. Interior wise, it's beautiful. Outside, it's lovely. And they were very well built cars. I think everything of this era has been very well built. The bodies of them are very strong. They do suffer from a lot of rust on the front and back panels, which they are easily repairable, because the panels on these are the same as a normal W210, so you don't have to buy any specific AMG panels. You could use a panel off any W210. So if you had an E320 CDI or something, you could drop those panels onto here and it'd be an easy fix, which is another good thing about this car, is that the parts are quite easily available. Obviously it's the engine that makes it special, being the 5.4 V8, and it is very nice. This is a pre-facelift model. These ran from, I believe, 1996 to about 1999, and then for year 2000, 2001 they had a slight facelift. I used to own one of the facelifts, and they're a beautiful car as well, but there's not a lot of difference in them. If you can get yourself a facelift model, then yeah, it's even better, but if not, there's plenty of pre-facelifts available, and there ain't a lot of difference in them. The only difference is there's a slight modification in the front bumper and the headlights, and in the rear bumper, obviously, in the side skirts. But engine wise, they produce about the same, and there may be a few slight modifications in terms of power. But this car producing nearly 350 brake and 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, you're not going to complain. I mean, if you want something that's faster than that, then obviously you're not going to buy something old school like this. But I have to say, this for me is probably one of the best old school Badboy AMGs you can buy. And every time you do drive it, you feel like you're sitting in a nice car, and you're not going to complain. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll have to get one for myself by the looks of it. As I'm driving this car today, I'm falling more and more in love with it, and I'm regretting selling the one I had. But there you go, that's life. You win some, you lose some, and unfortunately I've lost this one. But this here is a great car, and I would recommend, if you're looking to buy one, or if you're in the market for one, drop me a question. Any questions you got, anything you need to know. I've had a few, like I said, I've driven a few. We did quite a few modifications on this one, and this car was basically stripped right down to the metal and resprayed about 3-4 years ago. So it's had a lot of work to bring it back to its former glory. It was quite neglected when we bought it, but otherwise it's a great car. Yeah, love driving it. We'll do another one of these push downs now. You can feel that engine again. Oh yes, just look at that, beautiful. Run out of road in front of me, otherwise I would have just kept going. Absolutely lovely. Every time you put your foot down, it's smiles for miles, as they say. Smiles for miles. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't get rid of this smile, this frown off my face, because I love it so much. It's an absolute wonderful car to drive. Yep, like I said, like and subscribe. If you got any questions, let me know. And this car is always close to me, so if you ever wanted to pop down, have a look at it, or wanted my advice or anything, give me a shout. Be nice to chat.